18th, 2018 regular selectmen's meeting. All the selectmen are here, including our newest member, Ken, and Ed accepted the write-in for the during the election. Mark Pendergast will not be here tonight. I guess he is ill. The town manager, town clerk, looks like the sewer district is here, and various members of the public. Please stand with me and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First order is the approval of the meeting minutes from June 5th.
I would move the minutes from June 5th as presented.
I'll second.
Any comment? All those in favor? Thank you. First public comment. First public comment is 15 minutes long. If you have a comment, please step to the podium, state your name, and address the board.
Louisa Sheldon, 65 Sullivan Street. I'm here tonight because excavation started at the property next door, the Sober Home parking lot, in which a month ago I contacted the code enforcement officer and the town manager on May the 5th. Certified mail to the code enforcement officer, regular mail to the town manager. Prior to that, I emailed the CEO twice. To date, I have had no response from anyone. Today, an excavation started without any notice to where the house and windows were shaking due to the close proximity of the digging. You are aware of the history of my concerns of the previous negligence and lack of oversight of the parking lot from the two previous owners. It is 2 months later and I have the right to know what is going on. I want an answer tonight as I am in the process of hiring legal counsel due to your lack of responses. Can you answer these questions tonight?
Yes. Currently we have an excavator up there. He's taking up the asphalt. They're going to be taking some of the loam off the back of the lawn area up by the fence, and we're going to be leveling off that pile of sand and creating a level parking lot.
The town of Berwick requires no performance bonds for this, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Is there an answer as to why there were no responses for certified mail and regular mail?
I don't recall getting anything from you, and I
You
can't.
didn't receive regular mail?
I do get regular mail, but I did not see anything from you.
Okay.
Okay, the code enforcement officer, if you send it certified,
Yep.
I can't speak for him. He's not here, but I will speak to him why he did not respond to you.
Okay. In the meantime, while you're digging up or doing whatever you're doing over there, you are not acknowledging the fact that I have stated that this is subject to planning planning use regulations. Are you denying that that is a fact, or are you saying it is not subject to any land use?
I don't believe we are subject to any land use. It's town property, and we had plans to do this work when we tore this building down.
Mm-hmm. Did you not, Mr. Wright, as the chairman, invite me into the planning of that project? Did you not say that in October and November?
I said everybody was welcome to that, yes. And
Okay.
and during the subsequent meetings we've had, and you attended some of those, is we discussed what was going on, and we discussed our plans of putting a parking lot in there.
Right.
That's what our plans have been right from the start.
Right.
As a previous board member, talked about the parking lot quite a bit. And so it should be a no surprise that, we're doing work there, to secure a parking lot.
Who was the previous board member that you're mentioning?
Mr. Plant.
Okay. So that's your analysis. I don't need to be notified. There is no land use regulations in relation to this, you're saying that you're at liberty to do whatever you want over there. Is that your answer tonight?
It was my understanding that when we secured the property in the first place and tore the building down, it was common knowledge, public knowledge, that we were gonna be putting a parking lot in there.
Okay. So where is this parking lot gonna go? Is it gonna stay stationary? I had asked you guys if you would remove some of the parking spaces adjacent to our home, because they were close already, and there was a restrictive amount of cars from the previous sober home that were allowed on that property. Now you're slamming them in there 25 at a time. So if you're going to be expanding this parking lot, is that correct?
We're creating a parking lot there,
You are
yes,
creating a parking lot.
yes.
Are you pulling up everything that's there and creating a new one? Are you gonna add on to it? What is your determination?
I just told you that we're planning on taking up some of the sod and the loam in the back, going back towards the fence, and, spreading that sand mound out to create a parking lot.
Okay, so any square footage on that?
I don't have any square footage on it, no.
There's not a determination on how large it's going to be.
I don't have that with me, no.
But something exists somewhere, is that correct?
The parking lot's gonna be towards the back of the property. There'll be a 10-foot span between the existing fence of the rec field, and then after that 10-foot swale that we'll have running through there, the parking lot will start there and come back to probably beyond. We left the apple tree there. We're not sure it will survive because it's very old, but for now, we left it there, and it's gonna go behind that, so as far as we can see, they're tearing up all the asphalt of the existing parking lot and leaving just an entry in that will be asphalt, and the parking will be up towards the front.
The front of the street, is that what you're saying?
No, towards the ball fields.
Toward the ball field, that's the back side of it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, the parking lot as you desire it, from the fence that separates us, what is the distance between the fence and the parking lot that you are proposing? What is that distance?
At least 20 feet, maybe more.
But there's not a final determination, is that correct?
No, I guess we're just going in there. They just started today. I will be up there. I explained to the gentleman who's doing the work that I wanted to leave quite a wide span between both sides of the property, so it would not interfere with the owners.
You were there this morning, you and I passed each other as I was going to work.
Excuse me?
You were there this morning.
Yes, I was.
You missed the crew, and you and I passed each other.
Yeah.
So, last question. How many parking spaces do you intend to put in this new parking lot?
Well, existing what they have had going in there, you've had approximately 40 to 50 cars parking there.
Currently?
That have been using it for that, and we're hoping to move all of that to the back of that lot.
Okay. And you also propose a building down the line? for
Well,
your
that's yet to be
recreation
seen.
center?
Yeah, that was the original thought process when we took ownership, was to have a community center there. And the rough design that we had was the parking was gonna be towards the rear. If we are able to build a community center, that was gonna be closer to the road.
Okay. One last thing. Are you claiming that this is subject to form-based code that you have adopted?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay. Is that playing into any of your setbacks?
We're just looking at the setbacks that exist currently.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna tell you tonight, I'm in the process of hiring counsel. I had an appointment for Tuesday. I called them tonight. They told me to contact another firm to seek a restraining order to stop you from the work. You can do what you wanna do until I get a lawyer. Do you understand?
Thank you. Any other comment? Hearing none, I just want to mention a couple of things. As most people know, we had an election last week. I want to commend our town clerk, Patty, and her crew for doing a wonderful job. It was quite a turnout, more than we usually get in June. It was a little over 1,000 people, I believe. And even with the ranked choice voting, being a little confusing, it continued to flow nicely, and I didn't hear any complaints of the actual process. So thank you again. The other thing I want to mention is, a few weeks ago, there was a terrible car accident on Route 4, with 4 fatalities. It was a horrific scene. I want to commend our first responders, the police, the fire, the EMS, and the surrounding towns. I've talked to some of the responders who were there, and they were traumatized. It was quite an accident. I think that they don't get enough recognition for what they do. We see them, and mostly we think about them, oh, they're going to stop me because I'm going 5 miles over the speed limit, or they're not doing this and not doing that. But, granted, a lot of times they don't seem to be doing their job, but they're doing their job all the time, every day. We have been in contact with the state DOT. We have been in contact with our neighboring towns, South Berwick and North Berwick. We're looking at ways that we can calm that road down. We have ideas of turning lanes, of electronic signage. I do know that all 3 towns, police are out there a lot. It's a most traveled corridor in the area for us, and we had some figures on the accident rate over the last 10 years, and it's horrific. And something needs to be done. I want to let people know that we are looking into this. We are talking to representatives at the state level, and if need be, we'll go to the federal level. So, again, I want to commend first responders, and our thoughts go to them. Any other comments? We have no public hearing tonight. Reports of committees.
Good evening. I left a BCTV sticker, they're window cling stickers for you. Please feel free to put them on your cars where they can be properly displayed so everybody can see them. So we're doing a lot of things. We've started a junior reporter program. And Camden Bro actually did some reporting out here for the car show. I've put one of his interviews up. He did a pretty good job. He had some cards, but that's okay. You got to start somewhere. My goal here is I'm looking at the kids that are going into the middle school, trying to get them involved. And part of that project is going to happen over the summer. I've been talking with Kim, and we're looking at doing a public service announcement with some of the kids. They can do a music video, they can do a interview type video, they can create their own type of thing, but it's going to be a PSA for the recreation department. And part of that will be their videotaping, part will be their writing what they want to say, so there'll be different parts to it. And if we're successful, I'm hoping a couple of those kids will want to actually come back and do more with us. School board meetings, we've now taped almost a full year of school board meetings, which has been wonderful. I thank Maureen Nikitas. She has been fantastic in helping me, and we're looking forward to this next year. Maureen has volunteered this entire year, so it's been kind of on her own time, and I really appreciate her. Thanking Roland Sear for hooking us up with streaming. We did do the Memorial Day Parade live stream, which was our first time around the town hall. I'm hoping we can do some more of that as well. Posting of videos. I guess there was a little confusion, and I happened to see this on Facebook. I didn't respond there because I thought this was a better venue. So the way that the videos work is the planning board and selectmen meetings are up usually the next day. If not that day, then the one after. But they go to our on-demand site first because that's connected into our system. I'm utilizing YouTube as a go-to spot for videos I can't keep in our on-demand site. So you're not gonna see the planning board and selectmen meetings immediately on YouTube the next day. What I'm trying to say is it may take me a week or two before I actually get to putting those up on YouTube. So please go to our on-demand site if you're looking for something, and if you can't find it there, then go to YouTube. We're growing. BCTV has this year done a few additional things. We're working with Boy Scouts for the first time, so we've done a few of their things, and I'm looking forward to doing some PSAs with them. Ralph Morang has done just about all of the Berwick Public Library things. He's excellent at it, and I really have appreciated his help. Kevin Gray is going to be doing the school board or tri-town meeting with me on Thursday. We're going to use 2 cameras. We're trying to use more cameras to get different views, which is kind of fun to do. Tammy Cole has been fantastic. She is doing a lot of the editing for us right now. Again, a volunteer, all on her own time, and I really thank her for that. I'm kind of hoping that we can expand this next year to include some of the venues around us. So by that, like the Food Truck Festival, maybe going across the bridge to do some of that and working with the Chamber of Commerce. And that's something that I'm also looking at, South Berwick or North Berwick or even Lebanon, if they've got stuff going on. I'd love to see people submitting things too. That would be fantastic. We got a new sign for the door out here. I don't know if everybody saw it. It looks kind of nice. I'm really proud of it. And I wanted to let you know that I have been talking with Portsmouth Sign Company for a sign underneath the Legion Auxiliary sign. So to have BCTV, Berwick Community TV, and just our logo up there. And I'm waiting to hear back from them now. I've been also working with town departments. So we did the fire department videos. I've done 2 for them. I've done 2 for the police on substance abuse. We've done a recreation summer camp, PSC. I'm getting ready to work with the water department, actually. They're gonna do a cleanup here in the Salmon Falls. We'll be videotaping that. And my next goal is to work with the sewer department, which is here this evening. They have asked me to actually come in and do a promotional video or explanation video with them. So we're getting to all of them. The clerk's office, which is right here, seems to be the hardest one because you can't get people to stop long enough to grab them. But that would be my goal, is to get those other departments done as well and get them out there. I left a list of videos for you to look at, and it just kind of shows you, since the beginning of May, all of the videos that we've done, and some that we will be doing for June. Who's done them, who's edited them, just to give you an idea of really what we've got going on, which is a lot. And then the other ones are the YouTube videos that are posted right now, and I'm adding to that every day. Any questions?
Well, thank
Perfect.
you very much, Terry.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Great job.
Is Envision Berwick. Do we have anybody from Envision Berwick? Oh,
We
hey,
do.
Pat.
Pat Bover, Envision Berwick. I just wanted to review the things that we talked about at our last meeting. We are sending 2 Envision Berwick people to the Build Maine conference, which is coming up. In fact, it may have just been. I'm not sure. I don't know the dates of that. The park down by Moulton Street, I have a person doing designs for us now, and he has submitted 3 designs, and they are available online. I didn't come very prepared. I don't know if they're on the town website, but I think there is a park website that you can check on for that, and see what you like and what you think of what's going on. We do have some bricks for the brick memorial that we're hoping to have, and that is, they've come back and they've been printed, and those I think are also available for you to look at if you look online. And we're also working toward doing some work in the town vault, preserving and organizing some documents there. We're just beginning to get started on that. Any
Yes.
questions?
I just have to say the engraved bricks are all available to look at over at the planning office. And I know there had been some concern that, if they were a good enough quality to go through the process, and they look awesome. They have, I think, 3 different, samples over there with different messages on them. I understand the plan is to sell them for some kind of fundraiser.
Yes.
And do you have a final design of what you're going to
No.
be doing with them? No? Okay.
We were interested in seeing how the bricks would look, and then hopefully if people see them, then they'll be excited about, moving forward. And we're always looking for people who are helping to design some things like that, and to get interested in each project that we're involved in. It's not something that just Envision Berwick members only type of thing. If you have any interest in any of these projects, we would love to have you be involved in those and add a new person or two to what we're planning for the future.
I want to thank everybody in the Envision Berwick group. Over the last 5 years, there's been a core group of volunteers, but a lot of people come and go, but they all add something. And if we had to pay people to do the work that you're doing, we'd have to have a lot more taxes. So I appreciate the
Well,
volunteers.
it's a fun group, and it's a public meeting that we have, and we're always happy to have people come, and even if they only stay for, or not stay for the meeting, but even if you can only participate and give some volunteer time for a short time, it's great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That brings us to our next item, we have Mark Cahaya from the Fund of Jupiter down here. I'll tell you that Mark was in town for the last couple of days. He met with several different contractors, some developers, several potential clients, and people that have expressed a lot of interest in what's going on across the street. Unfortunately, Mark had to fly back to North Carolina this afternoon. He wasn't able to stay. We were hoping to get everything set up to close on the property across the street. There had been some delays in the paperwork, lawyers dealing with lawyers. What we're hoping to do, and Mark has agreed with us, is our next meeting would have been July 3rd, the day before 4th of July. And we had a discussion about canceling that one because of basically lack of interest. There wasn't a lot going on, first meeting of the fiscal year, there wasn't a lot on the agenda, but what we'd like to propose, and I know I haven't talked to some of the selectmen about this yet because it came up so quickly, is Mark Cahaya will be back in town on July 2nd. It'll be a Monday. And what we're proposing is that we hold our meeting on July 2nd and have him here to do that presentation. He's hoping to have more definitive answers about what's going on across the street. I do know that he was walking the site several times today with potential clients and developers. There's been a lot of interest. He has in discussions with partnering with a local builder developer from Berwick that has a lot of vested interest in town. And if that could happen, I think that would be a great thing for us, because then we have somebody from Berwick involved directly in the development of it. I know there's been a lot of talk about why he hasn't been here, and I can't answer that question for you, unfortunately. All I can say that is what I saw over the last couple of days is he's definitely been working at this, and it seems like he's ready to move on and start developing this now. I know he met with several people, at least one person in the audience, about potential use over there. So If there are any questions, I'll try to answer them. Step to the microphone and we'll go through this. Yes, no, maybe. All right. We'll discuss the changing the meeting and voting on that in a later time in this meeting. Next, we have 2 openings for trustees on the Berwick Sewer District. We have 3 people who have expressed interest in this. 2 of them are here tonight. Third one could not make it because of work commitments, I understand. If the Berwick, the trustees would step forward and give us their opinions, their ideas as to where we're going and what we're looking at. Yes? No? Maybe?
I'm Stephanie Rochford. I'm currently the chair of the Board of Trustees. And the reason I came here tonight was just to demonstrate our commitment to ethics and integrity with how we run the treatment plant. And that is what we are looking for in new trustees, people to round out, and we're looking to welcome these people in and just, continue on the path.
One of the people that is leaving, Priscilla Doobie. She's been with you for many years. She started in the office, I believe, more than 2 decades ago, I think. She handled the finances, the bookkeeping, I understand, correct?
She did.
Yeah, so it's a big hole to fill there. And the other person stepping down is Dan Doucette, because of his family and work commitments. I understand he can't, give that time anymore. Is there anything else you'd like, while you have this podium, anything else you'd like to tell us about what's going on down there?
I can just say that today, for my job where I get paid my big money, laugh, City of Somersworth, I actually attended a training session today on laboratory ethics, data integrity, and risk assessment. And I'm really looking forward to sharing what I learned with the Board of Trustees as we go forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is the first person, Kenneth Hall. Ken had served on the board before. He was not reappointed last year. Ken, if you'd step to the podium and tell us a little bit about what you do and what's going on.
I retired in 2009 with the New Hampshire National Guard after 32 years, 25 full-time as a vehicle maintenance superintendent. And I've been volunteering with Habitat and a community toolbox down Portsmouth for a low-income fix-it. And I get more time to volunteer.
You're a lifelong resident of Berwick, correct?
Oh, I've been here,
Well, more or less lifetime.
yeah, long enough.
Yeah.
And I was on Board of Appeals before. I was with the Boy Scouts for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with the Legion, so.
Thank you. Ben Niles, are you here? Yep.
Evening.
My name's Ben. I'm a resident of Berwick for just over 10 years now. My job that I do normally to pay my bills is I'm a safety director for a large general contractor out of the Boston area. So Stephanie had touched on risk assessment. That's what I do for work. So I assess risks, I do training, hazard analysis, things of that nature, and that's second nature to me. That all comes. Over the past years, I've coached youth sports, both soccer and baseball in the community. Baseball for about 7 or 8 years, soccer for 6 years. Presently, I'm the president of the high school boys varsity soccer boosters. So we do a lot with, creating things with no money. And in small towns, that's what you have to do. So it's about working with small funds, fundraising, and getting those pennies to slide through and make them all work efficiently. So it's, it was brought to my attention by, other people I know in the town that the position was open. I've wanted to get involved in some of the town politics over the years, not knowing where to put my foot in. But the company I work for, we do a lot of work for Boston Water and Sewer, for Mass Water Resource Association. So I work on sewer plants, drinking water plants. I don't have wastewater license, I don't have drinking water licenses, but I know a lot about the rehab of them, the maintenance of them, what it takes to build them, the costs, things of that nature that come into hand. So that's the skill set I think I could bring to the board.
And I think that's one of the things that we've been lacking, that we've discussed, is having somebody in there that kind of has an understanding, so.
Do you mind saying what contractor you work for? I've worked for a lot of contractors.
Yeah, I work for Barletta.
Barletta, oh yeah.
I've been there about 20 years.
Yeah, I've union carpenters. I worked for
Yeah.
Barlettas over the years, so.
Yeah, no,
When you said you worked for a contractor out of Boston, I was wondering if it's somebody I knew, so.
Yeah, we've been in business, I think, a young 106 years.
Right.
Something like that. So, no, it's a well-established company, and I enjoy working for them. It's definitely been a fun ride for the last 20 years.
So,
Great.
Any other questions, comments?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As I said, the third person is Kevin Gray. He's a financial planner, is a accountant type, I guess you could say, is something I don't know a lot about. That's why I depend on our finance director so much. He's got a young family in town. He coaches up at the high school also, I believe. I think he might do baseball, but I'm not sure about that. And he, like I said, he the financial planner, and when he heard that the Priscilla Doobie was leaving and she had taken care of all the bookkeeping and everything, he expressed interest in stepping forward and helping in that area. So, any discussion among the board?
No, I think we have two members that have volunteered who are here presently, have spoken to us. I think they're more than qualified to
I do as well.
sit on that board.
Do I hear motions?
So I would move that we appoint, let me get your, Mr. Kenneth Hall and
Ben
Ben.
Niles.
Mr. Ben Niles. How long is the term? For a term of 3 years.
Do I have a second?
You have a second?
Any further discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor? Congratulations. Yeah,
Thank you.
You have less free time now. And as far as Ben wanting to get into politics, I feel sorry for you.
Careful what you wish for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I do
Well,
what
you
you
said
do
you
for a
had all
living
the
as well,
time.
so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Well, I can,
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
all right.
get my stamp and sign it.
Right. That brings us to unfinished business, is the Spirit of America Volunteer Program nomination.
They were here last
Yeah, yeah.
My recommendation is somebody I work a lot with is American Legion. They contribute so much time to this community and have for years in a lot of different capacities. So that is one person I thought of, a group I thought of. It can be a group or an
Right,
individual.
right.
I'm biased, so.
Well, as the son of two Legionnaires, I guess you could say I'd be biased also, but the Legion Post 79 does an incredible job. Over the last couple of decades, they've really become very active in the town. You see them out here for the ceremonies, the parades, the car show. What you don't see is when they're volunteering, helping veterans at their houses, building ramps, taking care of their properties for them. And, they raise a lot of money and they give a lot of money back to the community. And, I can't say enough about them.
Yeah.
I'd agree. I would agree with you.
Do we have an official motion?
I would move that we submit the American Legion Charles Hatch post number 79 as a nomination for the Spirit of America volunteer program nominee.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Great.
Thank you. The town manager's report.
Thank goodness. We're still in the search for our new finance director. Maureen has not given us a date of when she's departing. She's just put her house on the market in Rochester, and it's going to be hard to replace her. We've had 5 applications so far, and we're hoping to see some more. So it's a job that, big shoes to fill, and hopefully we can get somebody with good, strong background in municipal finance. And we will miss her, that's for sure. We keep trying to coax her to stay, but she's adamant. The 21st is, as mentioned before, there's going to be a hazardous spill training exercise here in Berwick and also on the other side, Somersworth. So you'll see a lot of activity. It's not anything that's happened, it's just a training mission, so don't get nervous. It'll be a good exercise.
If I could just interject there, is when Terry was going over the things with them for filming for the BCTV, she said something about, is Rochester Street, it will be closed at some point?
Yeah,
So-
that's where a lot of the activity is gonna be, on this side of the river, and then New Hampshire will be on the other side, but
Do you have a time frame for that?
I don't.
Yeah, well, because that's gonna cause a lot of headaches if we don't get that information out, so we'll make sure that it goes up on a ticker on the
Yeah.
television station and on the website.
There is some stuff on the website, and I know New Hampshire was posting some stuff, Somersworth was as well. So, that's all I really have. Just hats off to the town clerk's office, that was one of the smoother, I mean, since Patty's been here, we've had some pretty smooth elections, with large numbers, so it's been a nice
Agreed.
to see. That's all I have.
Right. Is Selectmen Communications. It seems like Comcast sends everything, something every time, and it's, changes that they're doing. This one is changes to their package equipment changes. I won't go through the whole thing, except for, TV box and remote for primary TV will now be billed separately at $2.68, the current combined price for the rental of a Comcast TV box and remote. It says customers will receive notice of this change in their June bill. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact Brian Christensen, Senior Manager of Government Affairs for Comcast. Let's see. We have communication from the Maine Municipal Association for the Legislative Policy Committee. I know they had, we had talked about this in previous meetings, we didn't have a choice at that, a selection at that time that we were putting forward. None of us volunteered. We have a ballot, and they're for 2 different districts, because we have Senate District 34 and Senate District 35. So we get 2 votes, and we just happen to have 2 people opposing. For Senate District 34 action, which is Acton, Berwick, Kennebuck, Lebanon, North Berwick, and Wells. The candidate profile is William Wood Jr., served for the past year as selectman in the town of Kennebuck, plus a prior term from 2011-2014. He served on the Kennebuck Budget Board for 7 years, 3 years as chair. He would like to serve on the Legislative Policy Committee because he is interested in any matter that may impact municipal government. He is also concerned with school funding consolidation rules relating to the RSU 21. And then for the Senate District 35, which is part of Berwick, Elliott, Kittery, Agunquit, South Berwick, and York, we have Perry Ellsworth, town manager from South Berwick. He's been town manager for 7.5 years. is manager in Rangeley for 6 years, Strong for 7 years. He has been on the Maine Town, City, and County Managers Executive Board for 8 years and is currently vice president. He's enjoyed representing his district. He's talk about glutton for punishment and getting into politics. He's an advocate for municipal issues and has testified on bills in the legislature. He has the full support of his council to continue his time and efforts in this regard, and his council has often testified along with him. So we have one candidate from each district, and do I have a motion?
It's a very important committee for municipalities,
Very, yeah.
very
If
important.
you can spend the time.
I served on that committee. I
So.
enjoyed every second.
I'm gonna make the motion that we vote for William Ward Jr. for the Legislative Policy Committee for Senate District 34, and Perry Ellsworth for the Legislative Policy Committee for District 35. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. And we have a ballot here someplace, I think. It says return the ballot by 5 PM August 2nd. So we'll dig that out. And let's see, I think that was all I had received this time around. Yep. That brings us to accounts payable. 14. We have account payable warrant 1849 from June 7th, 2018 for the amount of $750,656.12. That's our school payment. We have a water warrant 0849 from June 7th, 2018 for the amount of $3,273.80. Payroll warrant 1850 from June 14th, 2018 for the amount of $55,093.65. There's account payable warrant 1850 for June 14th, 2018 for the amount of $88,099.60. And payroll warrant 1851 for June 21st, 2018, the amount of $55,375.23.
Missing one.
What's that?
The one for page
08.
24?
Yeah, water accounts payable, 0847.
I don't appear to have that one.
Oh, that might be me. Let's cross that one out.
Okay.
Okay. I stand corrected.
I'll make the motion that we pay our bills.
Second your motion.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor? Thank you. New business, the June 12th election results.
So I've put in your packet results from the town, the state, and the school, and I won't bore everyone with all of those right now, but the town, we did have 1,009 voters, which is great. Everything passed. Ken was elected. Ed got the write-in vote. The school passed, and the state, we're still working on a few things. I would like to thank all the election workers who helped out on that day. I couldn't do it without them, so thank you very much. And that's it.
Any questions of the town clerk?
Great job.
Great job, Henry.
Thank you.
Thank you. That brings us to Board of Selectmen's Rules and Regulations.
You want to postpone that one, or?
Well, is what we brought this up because we have a conflict with one of the selectmen in the meeting nights, is in the bylaws of the selectmen bylaws, is we can change our meeting nights by a vote by the board. Is this is something that we're not gonna have to worry about until August, is if we change our next meeting night, our next meeting to the July 2nd, is then our second meeting of July would fall at the regular, third Tuesday. So is this is something that we can discuss and find out is when the best time would be. Is we'd like to have it so that all the members of the board can attend the meetings, all of the meetings. Is I would say that in 1996, my first term on the board, I had conflicts with my schedule in Augusta in the legislature, and the board at that time changed the meeting nights, while I was up there, and then they changed it back afterwards. So just to let people know that this is something that we're contemplating. We haven't made any final decisions yet. So but while we're on that, is the next meeting, the July 2nd meeting. As I said, the regular meeting night would have been July 3rd, the day before the 4th of July. There wasn't a lot, it didn't appear like there was going to be a lot on the agenda at that time, and there had been some discussion about canceling that meeting. Now it seems as if Mark Cahaya will be back in town for us and he would be at our meeting, and then we could discuss what's going on with him then, and hopefully the lawyers will have the paperwork done at that time so that we can sign off and turn the property across the street back over to him. So I'm gonna make a motion to change our first meeting in July to July 2nd at the regular time, 6:30 p.m. And do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. So election of the Board of Selectmen Chair and Vice Chair.
I would move that the Chairman, Tom Wright, be nominated to serve in the current position he's in now.
Thank you.
Moving forward.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
It's official.
I'll abstain.
And I'll make a motion that Ed Gannier stay in the position that he held previously prior to this last election as vice chair.
I'll second.
Would you accept, Ed?
I'll accept.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. I have to say, it is we've had a good board. I think that continuity is a good thing. Hopefully next time around somebody else may be willing to step forward. Thank you for your trust in me. Sure. So, we have, our next item is quitclaim deeds and installment contracts. We have none. Abatements and supplementals, we have none. Second public comment. Anybody wishes to comment, please step to the podium. State your name and where you live and address the board. Going once, going twice. Quiet audience tonight, thank you. We do have an executive session planned. Before we move to that, I will ask the board members if there is any other business or non-agenda items that they would wish to bring up.
I would just like to put a plug in for the Legion Auxiliary is having a yard sale this Saturday on the 23rd. And I think it starts at 8 o'clock. So that's it.
They're gonna be here?
Yes, right outside of the town hall, sorry.
And is, it's always a lot of things there and always well attended.
Burgers and dogs and a lot of neat stuff.
And depends on how you look at it, there might be entertainment too.
Maybe, hopefully it doesn't rain like it did last year. So,
Any other?
No?
I don't believe we're gonna be making any final decisions tonight. Oh, yes, we will be.
Yes, you will.
Yeah,
We have two items, and
Right.
both of them might require you to come out
okay.
and vote.
So, there's nothing next door, so we can go next door to use that conference
Yeah,
room
we
if we had to.
can, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, I will make a motion for executive session under Title 6, subsection 841 2E for poverty abatement, and also Title 1, subsection 405 6C for acquisition of real estate property. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. We will be stepping next door. There will be a vote, obviously, so we will be coming back into session, as we'll try to be as quick as possible.
It's a tie.
Our executive session is, we have one item of business we need to take care of. Is, I will make a motion that we deny the poverty abatement that was brought before us.
Second your motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. Is, one more motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second
Any
your
discussion? No, that's right, no discussion on that one.
second.
We are adjourned.